Yeah, Captain
Yeah.
Julianne.
Here we are.
Sweatshirt, Julianne.
Thanks. It says, so does it say
It says
mama or
Ama.
does it say a mom
A mom.
like
Ama.
yeah. I was like, oh, this will be like cool because it says mama. But then I wasn't
Oh no,
thinking
it
about
says mama, but you're scoot to the
what.
side.
You're
I
a
think
bit
your M is
close.
just cut off.
Well, no, I think it might be like mirrored, you know?
No,
Not
Julianne
for
says
me.
Mama.
If you just skip like
Anyways,
Mama.
anyways.
I would say
Friends. Lindsay, I'm not over you right now.
Yeah.
because
It
of my
looks
fanciness.
Yeah, who are
Yeah, well,
you?
and like
I'm
you're
surprised you
like
blow dry
so
your
like
hair.
nicely positioned.
Well, thanks. Yes, I just got a haircut for my 20th high school reunion. So
Oh,
I'm
do
like
you have
looking
that?
better. Yeah, last week it was like so
Dang.
I got a fresh cut, and I've lost 60 pounds since
Yeah.
I
I
don't
was
know,
thinking your
summer.
face looks much slimmer. Like,
Emaciated.
yeah,
No,
looks
not
good.
quite.
Um,
I love
But
how
yeah, I
you
got a
say a fresh cut and it still looks like you have 79 inches of hair.
yeah, it looks so
I
long.
do. Well, and that I went in, usually I am like, chop it all. And I went in and was like, I'd like to keep it long this time, but add something. So it was like
Mm.
layers. There's a few layers added.
How was the high school reunion?
It was so good. Highly
Yeah,
recommend. 2 thumbs up. It was, yeah.
yeah,
So just like, I mean, it's so good as in, I don't have any social media. I haven't seen anyone besides the few people I
yeah,
hang out with. So to go
yeah.
in there and just see everyone like grown up and
Was there a big crowd? Like, would you
I
say,
think, well, we graduated with like 500 people.
okay,
And there was only like 140, but it
mm,
like felt like a bunch, if that makes sense.
yeah. I mean, that seems like,
Yeah.
Ours got
And then I
canceled
used it.
recently.
Did it?
Yeah, they
oh,
said due to low ticket sales.
Yeah. So
oh,
a bunch of my friends were on the planning committee and they like had to like aggressively pursue each individual. Like people were not really into it, but then they
huh.
just like one at a time were like, we need you to cut like, and it
Where did they
number
have
one,
it? Was it at like a,
right by the high school,
oh,
like
like a,
a
like,
local wedding venue,
oh, that's what I
kind
was
of like
gonna
a small
say.
one.
Okay,
And it
okay,
was like
yeah.
a $50 ticket and you got
Mm,
like appetizers and a cash bar and there was dance, there was music, but like nobody's we just talked the whole time of like, what are you
yeah,
doing? Where do you live?
Yeah.
What are you doing? And it
People
was
nice.
came
right
out
before
of town.
Thanksgiving. Yeah, so right before Thanksgiving, the Friday before Thanksgiving. So people like that lived out of state came in and then they were going to spend a week
Oh,
like with their parents and they brought their kids and so they were like, we flew in today and then we'll be here till like after Thanksgiving. It was like, well, that's cool.
I think that's
hmm,
smart. Our people were trying to plan ours at like an odd time. And I was like, I'm not
Yeah.
taking an extra trip to Tampa. Like, that's me at a
yeah,
holiday.
yeah,
But I'm not going to like show
yeah,
up in the middle of like February to,
Yeah.
to
yeah.
see y'all.
To
But I think
reunite,
you're right. It's
yeah.
because I see them all on social media because I am on social. So I'm
Yeah.
just
I
like,
think that's why I was like loving it. Cause I really
Yeah,
was like, I don't know anything. Like, how many kids do you have? Where do you live? Like, and
yeah.
then everyone's like the same but different. So like it was also really funny to go back and be like, well, I don't know who I'm going to talk to. I'm not even going to remember these people. Like I really took out my yearbook the same day and was like, let me just flip through this real quick. Just like
Taking a stroll down memory
to
lane, just
try to
like,
remember.
yeah.
Yeah. And then it was like, as soon as you get there, you're like, no, everybody like looks the same, but older.
But was it weird to be like, because for me, I would be like, oh my God, you people are so old. Like, but like,
Well, there's
not
definitely a little of
me.
like, I
Like,
feel bad, but I'm like, you've aged more than
yeah,
like other people.
yeah,
And then some people
okay,
look the same, like the same.
yeah,
And then some people that were like such goofball became like doctors. Like, like it's just like
okay.
cool.
Wasn't always like, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
you would think, huh?
So
All
I don't know.
right.
I recommend it. I think it's to each their own. Cause also I talked to some friends that were like, absolutely not. Like I hated high school. I'm never going back. So
Mm. Well, yeah, to each their own, right?
yeah.
Yeah,
true.
All right,
yeah,
guys. So you ready to talk about Momtradiction?
Here we
yeah,
are.
sure. Here we are.
Okay.
Time.
So this this was born out of the feelings of motherhood that opposite feelings at the exact same time. So like I love my kids so much, but I can't wait till they go to bed.
Yes. And
This is the happiest, most fulfilled my heart has ever felt. But then I also am like, I just have panic attacks 3 times a day because I can never go back to my old life. And so this started when Zoe, my oldest, was little. And I started kind of like talking about like, oh gosh, it's just these like opposite feelings all the time. And I don't know about you guys, but it's like the feelings have changed a little, but it never goes away. The Momtradiction, the feeling of like, I love this, I hate this.
yeah.
I have this figured out, but now this thing popped up. And so it's like, so now I have a 7-year-old and a 4-year-old. And it's like, it's still every change is the only constant.
We always say, welcome to the starting line, because parenting kind of feels like you're always like, just as soon as you feel like you're gaining on it,
Oh
they like
yeah.
switch it up
Yeah.
on you. You're
Yeah.
like, I got this down. Like, I'm such a good mom. And then they're like, just kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then you like
I like that.
immediately feel like a failure. So
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
Right back
such
at
a
the
turd.
starting line.
yeah,
I like
Yeah.
that.
right back.
I do like that too.
The other one
Yeah.
I always use from you, Vernita, is you told me a story of a friend. I don't mean to laugh. It's not funny, but you told me a story of a friend or that someone had been like married forever and seemed so happy. And then they like out of the blue got divorced. And you were like, you're just, Justin and I can't stop talking about you're never out of the woods. And so now Kevin and I like we'll fight with each other and be like, you're never out of the woods.
You like never out of the woods.
Restful thing
Never
where
out
you're
of the
like, I'm
woods.
really good for a week. And then it's like, oh my gosh, I'm going to cut you.
Yeah.
But back at the starting
You're
line,
like,
never out of the woods.
calculating? Oh my God. I love
Yeah.
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 Yeah. You're so
I
handsome.
love it.
Yeah.
Ooh, put on that work shirt again.
So do you guys want to talk about, I don't know who wants to go first. Why not Julianne? Because I have 2 daughters. So we're a daughter gang. There's one
Yeah.
boy coming like in the picture now, but go ahead, Julianne. Talk about your family unit.
Oh yeah. I also have 2 daughters who are 6 and 3. Yeah. That's all I can say, really. I don't know. They're very different from one another. I don't know, man. You know, you think you have one and you're like, okay, like for me, I was like, well, the next one will just be like the same one, but like smaller.
Yeah.
And then, you know what I mean? But then, no, we're just kind of going through it with Willow. And then, like, you have to at some point be like, oh, it's like her personality. Like,
This
it's
is
not.
who she
Like,
is.
this is who she is, you know?
Yeah.
But,
And do
anyways.
you feel pressure of, is this who she is forever or is this a phase? Because that's also a real thing where you're like, some of this is personality, this is who
Yeah.
you are, and then some of it's 2 weeks later, you're like, oh, I forgot that even happened.
So
Like,
I think I was like, oh, the terrible twos. Like, it's the terrible
No, it's
twos.
3.
yeah,
And then it was
It's
3.
3.
So then it's one of those things where you can just like look her in the eye and know that, like, this is who you are. And that's cool. And I think it'll make her like a really good adult. Just as a mother and parenting her, it can be difficult. But I can like, I don't want to like kill her spirit because I'm like, this is going to be like cool when you're an adult. You're not going to take any crap. You know, I think, I
yeah.
don't know. It's, yeah.
What would you say is that
So,
trait that you're saying is a good one? Independence, or is it?
like independence. And I think she just doesn't like take crap for anyone. She speaks her mind, you know, which is wonderful. And
Oh,
she's
that
3.
girl.
Yeah. You know, she's like a boss.
Yeah.
But then for me, it's like, oh, cool. My life is bossed by a 3-year-old, you know, like I'm fighting with a 3-year-old. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
She's like in touch with her emotions in a way where like my older one, I feel like is like, it's fine, whatever. And then the other one will be like, you're making me so mad. You know, but like I can appreciate that. Like I want you to know, yeah. But so,
After all these years
anyways,
of you trying to shut off your emotions.
I guess like she's totally different from me, you know? That's where we're at. 3 and 6, you know, good, bad. She's not bad. I don't like to say bad because then, you know, at some point you feel like you say something so much that you're going to make them
Yeah.
that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I always think, you know, like that's never mind. Oh, well, there's that song. I think it's by like Tupac. It's like,
Your mom?
had one older brother, like one good, one hood. You know what I'm talking about?
Nope.
So, oh, anyways, I think like,
But that's your kid.
Yeah, kind of, but there's only 2 of them.
We'll,
So,
we'll have our editor
anyways,
put a clip in of that song.
yeah, okay, yeah.
It's like 15
Insert clip
seconds.
here. Yeah, 'cause that goes through my like head all the time. But and then you, on the other hand, have had big life changes, right?
Yeah. I have a 6-year-old daughter.
Okay,
So I've got a 6-year-old
so
daughter, and then
yeah,
I have 1-year-old twins that we recently adopted. So I am
yeah,
a hashtag twin mom, hashtag adoptive mom, hashtag boy mom, boy joy.
yeah,
And it's been a really fast and furious, like, few months. We've had that for
Yeah.
about 3 months now, and
okay,
so we have a boy and a girl, um, and they are like in the beginning of toddling stage where they're gaining confidence walking, and they just are in everything,
Everywhere.
like
Yeah.
tasting,
everything, everywhere,
touching,
all the time.
seeing,
Yeah,
feeling. They're
yeah,
everywhere, and there's
yeah.
2 of them. So
Eating.
And there's 2 of them.
wait,
Yeah,
where's your sister? Like,
yeah,
basically, my head is on a swivel. But then sometimes I just
yeah,
like lay my head down because they're gonna figure, like, you know what?
yeah,
If your hand's
yeah,
in the toilet, like, you obviously needed to go figure out what that was. So I'm just gonna
yeah, yeah,
let it
yeah.
rock, you know? Um,
Did they like interact with each other or like not like you know what I mean?
yeah.
Like play or just,
So they're
like
adorable. So,
uh
like, first thing in the
yeah.
morning, they wake up and, like, they start talking to each other. And it's almost
Oh my
like
God.
they have their own little gang. They're like, hooty hoo. And the other one's like,
Yeah.
hey, hey, hey.
Yeah.
Just like go back and forth. So that's the
Yeah.
morning. And then, like, once they kind of have breakfast, they kind of go off on their own for a little while. The girl
Yeah.
definitely likes to play on her own. And then the boy is
Yeah.
like, hey, what are you over there playing with? And then he take it from her.
Okay.
And then she's like, ah. And I kind of break up a couple of fights during the day. And then, like, at some point in the day, she's like, oh, I love you. And she just, like, hugs and kisses him and gives him food. And it's so adorable and unpredictable a little bit too, because you're like, are you loving him right now? She just started biting him. I guess that was a thing. So he and the boy, he's kind of like a Great Dane puppy. Like, he just like kind of bulldozes his way through life, and sometimes he like messes up her stuff, and then
Yeah.
she gets really angry, but she kind of saves it, and then later she'll like knock him over.
Yeah. That's I can like relate to that
I
of
was gonna
like
say, it sounds
I'll
like she's
hold that
already a
in. Yeah.
powerful
Yeah.
woman.
Yeah.
Powerful
Yeah.
woman.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's such a boy because that's such a funny, like, I don't know, just like hitting those qualities already.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're in a whole new phase. We went to a party recently, and like everybody there kind of has like 5 and 6-year-olds. And so our
Yeah.
6-year-old runs off and plays, and then we realize we're like now the people with babies. Like, nobody
Wait,
has babies anymore.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
we're like,
Yeah.
oh, all right, we gotta like make sure they don't like, walk in the pool. So it's just weird being back in that place. Like, my
Yeah.
kids feel like a contradiction right now because parenting under 5 and parenting over 5 is just it's just very different, and we're like at the cusp of both of those things. And then, like,
Yeah.
from a mothering standpoint, I have felt recently just a little bit like out of the loop with some of my friends because, like, we're all turning 40,
Oh.
and recently at that same party, it came up like, hey, so and so's turning 40, like, let's go to London, like, let's plan a trip. And I'm like, yeah, but y'all know I can't just plan a trip, right? Like, I got
Right.
like 1-year-olds.
Yeah.
That we literally
Yeah.
just adopted. I can't like skip country yet.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Like,
Yes.
yeah.
So
Like,
that, yeah,
bye.
it's
Like, what did Londoners say for like
Contradiction.
goodbye?
Yeah,
Cheerio.
Cheers.
yeah,
Yeah, cheers. Yeah, like yeah. I don't
yeah.
know.
So I'm
Yeah, yeah.
feeling kind of like you were saying, Lindsay, kind of early days when we started talking about this idea of Momtradiction and when they're little and kind of all those feelings. I'm like back in the deep end of that right now.
Yeah.
Time-
And to like kind of dive into it, you know what I mean? Of like,
It was
yeah,
no
Yeah, you
way.
didn't get a warm up. You didn't get that like infant sleeping for 20 hours. Like, let me ease into twins.
No.
Like, you
Yeah.
got walking, interactive.
They still sleep a solid 12-hour night.
That's amazing.
Praise
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
do take a 90-minute nap in the middle of the day. I do all
Okay.
my adulting in the span of like 88 minutes. So,
Which is crazy, right? When you realize like I have to do all this like right now. Like I have to just like, and especially when you're like, and all I want to do is just like sit on the couch and like read a book or scroll my, you know what I mean? Like, but it's like, no, I gotta just like, woman up and get it done,
It's
That
also
laundry ain't gonna fold itself, I mean, I'm sure you probably have much like bigger or like things
the
going on,
laundry
but
is
for me,
fine.
laundry is
Really.
yeah. And like now you got 2 like baby laundries
Yes. And
added
there's
on,
always like yogurt and throw up and like
and
a lot of stuff. So it's not like I can just like
Yeah.
reuse it. You know how you have that save file in
Right.
your room that's like jeans you're
Mhm.
gonna wear
Yeah.
again. No,
Yeah, the
no,
chair.
you gotta
Yeah.
wash it all.
Yeah. Everything has got to be
It's
washed.
applesauce. It's gotta be washed.
Yeah.
Even my
But
Everything.
also
arm.
at the
Yeah.
same time, how often do you just sit through the nap and just stare at the wall or numb out?
Yeah, yeah.
Because you sound real good right
Yeah,
now, but
yeah.
also, how often do you just let the mess sit all around you and you say, I just need to sit
I
here?
did that today. Well, because
Nice.
they've been sick
Well-
this week, so it's really been hard. Like they just have that
Yeah.
winter cold that everybody gets. We went to the doctor; they were
Mhm.
negative for RSV and COVID. It's just they have a winter cold, but they've been miserable.
Yeah.
Like my
Yeah.
son yesterday morning, he just could not be comforted, and he just made this sound the entire morning. Like he wasn't crying.
Oh my gosh.
He had this glassy in
Yeah.
his mouth, and he was just looking at me like,
Right. But it's like you're like, I feel ya, but like, God, do you have one of those like booger suckers?
Oh, they hate
You know what I'm
that
talking
thing.
about?
But
Oh,
yes,
yeah,
I do
yeah.
have a booger.
Yeah, it's like that's
Yeah, they hate to see it coming. But yeah,
Of course,
so
yeah.
this week has just been kind of hard with it. And so today we got in from the doctor, and I literally was like, they say nap when the baby naps, right? And I
Yeah.
just was like,
Yeah,
I'm not folding
that's like-
laundry, I'm not cleaning dishes, I'm not doing anything.
Let it go. Yeah, yeah.
Gonna go lady.
You're like, I'm going to be up
Yeah.
late with these idiots recording this podcast. I need
That's-
to
yeah.
rest.
That's literally, I was like, you won't make it. You won't make it. You have to lay down. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or I was gonna
Oh my
be
gosh,
this
I
person. I was
almost-
like, hey guys, are we still doing this?
Yeah.
Oh, I was just waiting. I'm like, can somebody else say that?
Who's going to answer first?
Because I can't be the one. Like, I can't. Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
no, I felt the same way. So that's why I took a shower. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to fall asleep. Like, I'm so
Yeah.
Yeah.
funny how the time like just crawls. And then it's like, and we all just finished like a bedtime routine and you get through it. And then it's like, oh, and now I have to go talk and be energetic. And I don't know.
I was trying to do our Christmas cards. Like, I just got our photos back.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And so I was pretty deep into that. But so I needed the break because I'll just, go through every single option like and be like, how's the picture look on this background? How about this one? How about this one? So then I had to call it. That will be for tomorrow.
Then you had to
But
put
all
on
of a
your
sudden-
headset and get
Huh?
serious.
What?
Then you
Yeah,
had
I
to
had
put
to,
on your
like-
headset and get
Yeah, I-
serious.
Yeah, I had to put on this headset.
You look like you work at a call center.
So could I talk about something here?
Yeah.
Did you guys do Elf on the Shelf?
Oh,
Yeah.
good question.
We do.
You
Do you?
UAV?
I cannot see you doing that.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I'm like, what? You do Elf on the Shelf?
What? I'm offended.
Well,
But
it's
Yeah.
also, I
not
hate
because,
that.
like, okay, truthfully,
Yeah.
I think you're like probably the most creative person here, at
Yeah.
least.
Yeah.
But like, I see you going to bed. I don't see you like going to make elf poop.
So,
Yeah.
no, my elf doesn't poop. But no, I just felt it was pure pressure. It was like I was not going to do it. And then I guess it was like kindergarten or first grade that she just came home so enthusiastic about this elf and da da da. And I feel like at one point there was even a story like she came home and was upset. It was probably kindergarten and was like, they say if an elf doesn't come to your house, it's because you know what I mean? Like it was something enough that I like Kevin went to Target at midnight to get the elf and then like yeah then you're just locked in because every year they're like it's December the elf but I try to keep it simple.
So we've never done
Do
it.
you have one?
Yeah.
Like, do you have the
Me?
elf, or you just like don't have it and you're not doing it?
Oh, so no, we've never done it. I'm not having one. Like, I think my mom has bought me like
That's what I'm
3,
saying.
and I
I
just,
have them, but I'm not.
oh, I put that shit right to Goodwill. So then this week, Stella is sitting at the counter writing a note. I'm like, what is this? Let me read it to you. Dear Santa, I want an elf, please. Why haven't I gotten one? My house is decorated and I look everywhere. So please, Santa, I need an elf. I looked in the Christmas tree and in my room. So
That's what
I've been
happened to
like,
me. It wasn't that she is your daughter because that is so dramatic.
so dramatic. So then I can't find an elf. And like Amazon's like, it won't come till December 11th. I'm like going to Targets. I'm ordering from all the Targets around us, and then it keeps getting canceled.
I'll send you an elf.
Going, I sent my dad today, Barnes and Noble. He got me the elf.
Okay.
So, well, they're asleep. But anyway, so we're gonna start Saturday.
Okay.
So then, of course, I had to get all these like ideas going.
Yeah.
Well,
For,
and I was
you
just
know.
gonna say, so if I can give you advice, I'm like,
Yeah.
listen, you keep that bar low.
I can't. I can't.
Well, see,
I
that's what
can't.
happened to me.
Yeah.
And last Christmas,
I got
I
spa
came
nights
out.
planned. I got movie nights planned. I got like, I don't
Yeah,
know.
but that's what I did. I like was a little excited and like
Yeah.
so I did a few
Yeah.
things early on that were just like a little over the top. But then you're like, then there's the night where I wake up at like 3 a.m. and I'm like, elf, and I like have to run out and just like move it. Like
Move it.
So it's like this year I've tried to start instead of starting at my most creative awesome. I'm like, I'm trying to start low.
Just
And then each weekday, whatever, like just as I get
Yeah.
closer, I'll try to make it a little cooler. But no,
Yeah.
it's the Momtradiction, I'm telling you. Because it really is the magic of the season. They believe
That
so
mothers
much.
create.
I love it.
Oh,
Mothers
And it's
create.
magical. And then like they're so excited. And there's also been like Isla bumped it and Zoe lost her mind because she was like, oh my God, and I was like, I think she knows it was an accident. Like you're just like, there's an intensity of like belief and joy, but then also I'm exhausted at the end of the day, but you can't do it till they're sound asleep.
That's why I haven't done
then-
it. So Justice
Yeah.
Well,
to
and
her friend's house like last Christmas, and the elf had been moving. And she's like, Mom, why don't we have an elf come here? I was like, what? What's an elf? Oh, yeah. So then she tells her godmother. Her godmother ends up getting us a boy and a girl. So now we got a couple we got to plan for. And I just stuck those things in the garage. And we go to get the Christmas stuff out. And Justice's like, oh my God, Mom, they're in here. It's like, what? The elves are here?
Yeah.
So basically,
So there they are.
they
are magic.
And until she asks about it again, but like my brain turns off at 9:30. Like I'm not gonna be able to remember to put that elf out. So I might assign it to Justin. He's better at night than me. Listen, I can barely handle the tooth fairy.
Yeah. Oh, we had both last night. Zoe was at lacrosse practice. She lost not one tooth, but 2 teeth. And then we come home. So I'm like, I had to do a double tooth fairy and move the elf. And I played basketball last night, which like an adult basketball league, and the game doesn't
Yeah.
start till 9. I'm like, let me tell you what. When I say I'm tired,
Okay,
I'm tired. I
Yeah.
got home at like
you're
Yeah.
10:30
Superwoman.
and then did another 20 minutes of like have to find cash, have to move the elf, have to clean up the elf's mess from yesterday. Like it was just like,
Oh gosh.
gosh.
Oh,
Yeah.
But also like I secretly love it. Like what else am I going to do? My kids are going to be out of my house in 10 years and I'm going to
Well, that's the
cry
thing. Yeah.
because I'm going to
Yeah.
be like, I remember when you were little and we did the
And
elf.
we
you can
did
do
the
the
elf.
elf
Yeah.
with
But it
Kevin.
just, yeah. Oh,
Have you seen
Kevin.
Snoop on a stoop? I'm like,
Oh
I
man. Yeah. Oh
always think
man.
of Julianne with like college roommates. I'm like, I hope there's some college roommates that use Snoop on a
Snoop on a
stoop
stoop.
and are having the
Yeah.
most hilarious, like, college version of Elf on the Shelf
Oh
because the
gosh.
opportunities are endless.
Endless. Yeah.
So,
I
So
can't believe
funny.
you had
but
But
one.
no,
doesn't it
welcome.
feel like this year, like, I think, because wasn't Thanksgiving like a week later?
Yeah.
Like, and I just feel like everything feels like so compressed. Like, I don't know, as far as like holiday
No,
wise,
Yeah.
you're right.
you
Because
know?
I was like, wait, when is
Yeah.
Thanksgiving? Is it?
And then all of a sudden it's like
Yeah.
December. And I feel like Black Friday, like, wasn't like the sales started, like, I don't know.
Yeah, like,
I
So,
might have nailed it. I'll have to report
yeah.
back, but I'm like, I think I got almost everything on Cyber Monday. So
I
just
put everything in my cart and then I fell asleep and I woke up Tuesday and I'm like, oh, let me get these deals. And
there we
like, lo and behold, it's a 1 day thing. So that
but
was
also
kind of,
some are a week. Have you noticed that some are like
well,
Cyber
yeah.
Week? And I'm like,
Like
you guys,
Target, I figure like it's good, we're
Yeah.
good. And then like I go and I'm like, and those deals were like 50%
Really?
off. Like it
okay.
wasn't, like a couple bucks here and there.
But
It was
also,
like,
I'm on to
yeah,
Amazon. I keep stuff
yeah,
in my cart, like it's a never-ending cart. And I'm
yeah.
like, if you know, the little message at the top, it's like items in your
Oh,
cart.
have
I'm like,
increased or decreased.
everything goes up like the week
Yeah.
before Black Friday. Like I'm like, you guys are
Oh,
scammy.
the
So
scam.
everything goes up. And
Mhm.
then I think it's just so that on like Cyber Monday, it can be like 50% off.
Oh, so
But
it
it's really
feels
just taking it
bigger.
back to like I'm like, I took a screenshot of it because it was like 10 things
Whoa.
in my cart went up
Yeah.
by a couple of
Yeah.
dollars. And I'm like,
Hmm.
so then that
Yeah.
started my annual
So
boycott.
do you have like, oh God, yeah. Do you guys have like Christmas like present things? Like, because have you heard the thing where people do like something you want,
that's what
something
we
you
do.
need, something to wear, something to
hmm
read? Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I
what you
mean,
guys do?
we do it like something you want, something you
Yeah.
need, and then like a random,
Yeah.
um,
Okay.
which is usually something to wear. Just as
Yeah.
Amazon and Target, they send you those books, those like lookbooks. She's basically been.
Yeah.
She goes through and she
Oh,
circles
yes.
what she wants. The whole damn book is
Yeah.
circled. I'm like, just
Everything.
Yeah. You're like, wait a second
yeah,
here.
I'm not
Like,
giving you all this. So I let
yeah.
her just like fantasize about all these things, and then I narrow it
Of
down to the
course.
things that she kind of like keeps circling back to, which
And
this year
keeps
it
talking
seems
about,
like it's
yeah.
roller skates, but she's never been roller skating.
That's a good one
Oh,
though. We did that
yeah.
around her age for like a birthday.
Really?
If you have a roller rink, because I'm like, yeah, she loves them.
We went to a roller skating birthday party last weekend or the weekend before for the first time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
we
love
don't
it. And my
have a
little
roller
nephew's
skating
asking for
place. We have
rollerblades.
an ice skating
You don't
place.
have a roller rink?
Should I get her ice
Oh,
skates?
no.
No.
We went ice skating for the first time. Not good. Not
Absolutely
good.
not.
No, no, no.
Yeah. The rollerblades,
Roller
though,
skates.
I guess think about if there's a place. Like, is there a smooth enough path
What about like?
around your
I
house?
guess there's the skate park that is where. What are those things called?
You
Boards.
definitely
You
have a
used to
roller rink.
ride in college.
Skateboards,
Skateboard.
rollers.
No,
I'm
you live in
sure.
a city. Like, you live
Yeah,
here.
you have a roller rink because roller skating is like coming back.
But we
Big
don't
time.
There's
have
people
like
that like,
a place. Like when I was a kid, we had a place called United Skates, and my mom would drop us
Yeah.
off there, and they had pizza and
Yeah, yeah.
popcorn.
Yeah, that's what we got.
are you
Cake
sure
skates.
you don't have, there is
No,
one
I'm
around the
1,000%
city.
You have
sure.
one.
It's like they closed it. It used to be actually near our house, but they closed it, and the nearest one is like 2 hours.
So I'm smelling a new business opportunity
Same.
for us here.
There's my ticket out of Maryland.
Here we go. Yeah, I mean, I'm telling you, these people like make money. Like,
And it's so like low staff. Like, I'm like, we go to
Yeah.
our local one, and I'm like, there's 3 people in there. It's like just running
Yeah.
a huge facility. It's like,
At the
okay.
party, Stella had like orange soda for the first time. Like that was like the drink for the party. So all the kids are getting like juiced up on this like orange soda. But like Stella was like, "Mommy, like, is that juice or is that like soda?" And I'm like,
You're
"Oh
like, it's
God." It's
cocaine.
like, yeah, I'm like basically, and then all the
Beer, mommy.
But this our place has like a big play place inside it too.
Oh, that's cool.
And they had like an arcade. Like it was pretty cool.
Oh, ours
Yeah.
is closed.
Yeah. Well,
Why?
yeah. Yeah.
I feel like it's also coming back. Like, I'm in the same camp where I'm like, yeah, it feels to me like it's coming. Like, it's just I don't know if it's an age thing with this age group, but
Yeah.
even like we just went to a public skate, and I'm like, there were so many like teenagers that had their own headphones on, like sound.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
they were just like skating around, like grooving to the music and doing little like turns and tricks. And the rest was like tiny kids just wiping out everywhere. But I'm like, this is so wild that it's like a thing.
Our place had a bunch of like older people that
Yes,
you could
there were some
tell
older
like,
ones.
that like but like made it was so smooth. Like it was
Yeah.
Wait,
amazing.
so can y'all
Yeah.
skate?
Yeah. I didn't this time because it was a party and I didn't want to like be like
But
you
you
know.
can skate.
Well, I don't think so. I think it's been like at this point 30 years since I've been on,
Can you skate,
We
Lindsay?
look forward to reviewing that video footage next episode.
Yeah, I would try. Like I'll try next time. I told Stella, I was like, well, I'll go with you and I'll try if it's just me and you, but in front of like, and it was a Sunday, so they were like doing all this stuff. But
Yeah.
I probably can't though, because like with the ice skating, it was like I hadn't ice skated in like 20 years, maybe 22 years. It was so bad. And then I was like, oh, let me like bring Willow with us, who's 3. And so it was just like she couldn't stand up, like where I'm like, why can't you stand up? And then of course Luke goes out there, my husband, and is just like, he's like, I haven't skated in 22 years. Let me do a quick lap. And like, I swear he's like getting ready to do like a triple axel, and I'm like here with one kid that's crying. I'm like holding onto the wall. And then Willow, I don't know. So ice skating, I don't recommend.
All right. Well, it's
Roller
settled.
skating, yeah.
We like at ours, they have this big, like you hold on to it. It's this big square plastic thing.
Ice skating or roller skating?
Ice skating.
Oh, yeah.
The
Yeah.
ice skating rink didn't have any of those.
Yeah. So that was a game, like look up, because if they have that, like Isla did great. It was just a little, like shove it along
Yeah,
the
we
ice.
have
like-
Yeah.
But
So,
Well, I
anyways,
cannot
so roller
skate.
skates.
I can't do any of the skating. And
Time to learn.
Justice,
Yeah.
every time I take her to the ice skate place that they have at Christmas, she's like, Mama,
Yeah.
why didn't you come with me? Mama, please come. Mama. So last time I was like, all right, I'm going to do it. My husband on the way out the door says, I forbid you. You may not skate. I was like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
I'm going to try it out for you. He's like, no, because you're not going to be a partner. Like, you're going to come back handicapped, and I
Yeah.
can't
Handy. Yeah.
I cannot have it.
Yeah.
Absolutely
The whole-
not.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Yeah.
it's so
Fair.
true.
fair.
Yeah.
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 He's the
And
two-man
it's
job.
funny knowing Justin too, who's the most laid back, like whatever you want. Sure, I
forbid
support you.
that.
And he's like, I forbid you.
It's a good call. Yeah.
He was right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was right.
Yeah. Yeah. So are you working?
No, okay, so
Like that's
Yeah.
another, because we know Lindsay's
Yeah.
teaching as
Lindsay's
as
our
she
working
does.
mom. You're staying at home
Yeah,
full
yeah.
time. You've been full
I'm
time,
a stay
right?
mom. I've been full time. Yeah, I'm retired.
Even before kids,
It's-
she wasn't keen on you.
No, I had a job.
Kept going.
But you had to retire.
So
So-
I have been like working real hard these last 15 years or so. And I recently stepped away from work when we got the twins, and it has been very disorienting. I know that I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be, and like they need me to be full time with them. But
Yeah.
it's very strange not to have
Yeah.
work right now.
Yeah.
And I'm still on a couple of boards. So I had a board call the other day, and my brain started doing the thing that I do when I'm working. And I was like, I don't know what's happening, because they were watching Coco Melon or something, and I was on this Zoom call, and I was just like, I like that my brain is doing this, but it feels weird to be doing this right now and in this setting. So it's been such a blessing to be able to be off with them. And
Right.
I also am like, what's next? Like, is this, how
Yeah.
long can I get away with
Yeah.
this?
Well,
Yeah.
also,
Yeah. Yeah.
but
Yeah.
also talk a little bit about what you did before, because you're like, I've been a teacher. Like I went kindergarten through 12th grade, college, and then I came back and I taught in the same county I grew up in. Like my path is very linear. Like it, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? It is what it is. But I'm like, you've done some cool
Yeah.
stuff. So
So
it's like, I'm sure you have that desire to kind of like re-up it.
yeah, it's weird. So yeah, after college, I worked in the nonprofit sector and was doing like educational programs for actually women who wanted to go back to school so they could, provide for their kids. And then I did like a lot of educational programs with national nonprofits. And I left that world and went and started a women's health company to help women get pregnant. It was aimed at
Yeah.
millennial moms and or millennial hopeful moms. And I did that for maybe about 4 years. I co-founded it with one of my really good friends now. We sold the company in 2021. And so I joined the acquiring company for about a year and a half. I broke off and did some consulting on my own with another fertility company. So I've just been in this like helping women get pregnant, helping space, and
Yeah.
have really, the work with Natalist, my company that we started, was kind of this like meteoric shift in my career, like to your point, Lindsay, because I was kind of like just doing managing programs, and then we started this thing and it really took off, and we were in retail and doing all these things. And I went from what I felt like having like a very regular kind of life to it was hypercharged what we were doing with that company. And so I think I'm on like the falling action of that, but and so I don't know how far I fall, I guess. You know what I mean? And I'm like also falling with two
Yeah.
babies in my arms. So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
it's just very different. And I like, I like solving problems. I like helping people. I like doing all of those things. But I also really enjoy being a mom. And that's the hard part, because in my experience, like, yeah, sure, you can have it all, but you cannot have it all at the same time. And so
Yeah.
it's like, can I be a CEO of a company again? Maybe in 5 years, when I've got like a 6-year-olds and a 11-year-old, and they're all kind of like fending for themselves and going to school every day. But like
Yeah.
right now, probably not the time to like be a startup founder or CEO
Mhm.
again.
Yeah.
And that is very strange.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and you have this adoption component now. Like, not, I mean, for me, I'm just like, who knows what you'll end up doing. But with all your work in nonprofit and stuff, it's like, I think you can have it all, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, it'll be interesting to see where you land. Cause I do think like you're a worker and you're a creator and you know what I mean? Like, you're
So am I not a
hashtag boss.
worker? Is that
You
this
are
is
one.
the undertone that I'm getting from you, Miss Lindsay here?
Julian, if you could just take your headphones off for a second.
This is not for you.
Talk to Anita for 1 second about work.
No, you know what? It's so interesting
Oh,
that you
Lord.
asked that though, Julianne. So
Yeah.
I follow this page on Instagram called Mother Untitled. And it's actually about
Okay.
like women who are taking this, what they're calling power pause from work, to really focus in on
Okay.
caregiving. And they posted this the other day that I thought was so like appropriate. The phrase stay at home is flawed. It's not a verb and it implies stagnancy. It suggests one is neither actively growing nor doing. On the contrary, modern women can grow more and do more work of meaning in their career break for caregiving than ever before. We are due for a new narrative about the time focused on family over career. And I just like, I say that because I thought,
Whoa.
like, again, for me, this has been a very disorienting time. And I'm like, am I a stay at home mom now? What does that mean? Is that good?
Yeah,
Is that bad?
yeah.
Do my kids need me to be a stay at home? Did justice want me to be a stay at home? Like, all
Oh
these
gosh,
things in my
yeah.
mind.
It spirals.
And,
Yeah.
but also just kind of feeling like, how do you go from CEO to stay at home? Like,
Yeah, that's a big
you know what
yeah.
I mean? And
Yeah.
it feels hard internally, but also there's this feeling of like, how do other people see me now? You know? And it's like, I
Yeah.
shouldn't
Yeah.
really care
Yeah.
about that. It doesn't matter.
But you can't, I mean, we're human. I feel like, you know what I mean? No matter how like old you get or how you much, you know what I mean, more
Yeah.
mature, there's still that little of like,
Yeah.
well, can I say
And the thing
this? Like,
is
what do
like
people think? Is it,
people think wrong things about you all the time. I remember when I was CEO
oh
of
yeah,
Naylor's, like I was making pretty good money, but like not buku's of money, not like not like, you
yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah,
the,
yeah. Not
not
billionaire.
Elon Musk, you know.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
remember people calling and asking me to sit on boards, and they would be like, "Yeah, would you join our board? The contribution amount is $30,000, only 30,000." And I would be like,
Yeah.
"Oh, like, I was not making money to give somebody 30 grand to sit on their board.
Mhm.
Like, no." So
Okay, but also, how crazy is that like boards are made up of people that are buying their way in? Like,
Yeah.
because let me just say, I've never been invited to join a board for any
I
amount of
know, me
money.
yeah,
either.
I mean,
So
I
I'm
some
got,
like,
I
are
got, I
different.
did get
You
invited
know,
to join a
some boards
guild.
pay you to sit on the board, like mainly for
Oh,
oh,
profit
well,
companies.
that's more my style.
Yeah.
yeah,
And then there's
yeah,
others
yeah,
that are
yeah.
like, you know, it's you are associated with people with this status or whatever, and you know,
Oh,
you're looked
yeah.
at in a certain light, and so you have to contribute or invest.
Yeah.
Huh.
And yeah, but people assume because I had the CEO title that like I could sit on 5 boards and give them 20 or 30 a piece. I'm
Oh,
like, no, 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 no. Y'all
yeah.
are misunderstanding what kind of CEO I am. So, like, I think same thing, but on the opposite end, because it's okay, I'm a stay at home mom now. What perceptions do people have about me in this title
Yeah.
now? And it's
Yeah,
not,
yeah,
As a working mom, I can tell you
yeah.
it's mostly a mom tradition where one day I'm jealous, and then the next day I'm like, I can't believe you guys are home all day with your kids.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I really feel strongly about that. And I remember the first time mom being like, I got to go back to work. Like I definitely had like postpartum depression and like motherhood was overwhelming. And it was just like, when the time came, I was lucky to have a pretty big maternity leave because of teaching summer plus leave. But it
Mm,
was like, I gotta go. Like I'm losing my mind just being in the house all
yeah,
day. But now with my second kid and knowing how fast it goes and how fast you move out of that
mhm,
sweet little baby phase, it's like, then it's like, oh gosh, I would love to be with them more because it just
mhm,
goes so fast. So it's
mhm,
like, it's the mom tradition. There's not really a good answer for it, but
one
mhm.
with
you
us,
know,
we got the twins the week of their first birthday. So like
yeah,
Wow.
we in theory like missed a whole year with them, you know?
Yeah.
And
yeah,
Yeah.
I feel it's imperative, like for our family, for me to just really mesh with them and spend all the time that I can with them. But again,
Mhm.
like people who see me on the streets being a stay-at-home mom, they don't know that I didn't birth these kids. So they're just like, look at you, you're so fortunate to like be at home. Like what you know what I mean? They think that, but it's like you
Yeah.
don't know what we
Yeah.
went through to get here, and that these kids like are getting to know me.
We're getting to know each
yeah,
other. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
like, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
And I agree with your concept. Like, I agree that it's really important for you to
totally.
just be really present with them, because it's like,
Yeah.
It is a unique
Yeah,
situation.
for sure.
And they're
Yeah.
so lucky to have each other, but then to like bond onto you and Justice is
Well,
like so
yeah, well, and I think also with having Justice, like to be able to also be there for her, because it's a big transition for her
Yeah.
too, like,
She asked me, she was like,
so
Mom,
just
did
I
you
think
quit your
like,
job yet? I said,
yeah,
yeah, can you not tell? Like,
yeah, oh
can't
man,
you see that mommy's like not on the computer all the time and doing stuff? She was like,
yeah,
oh, yeah, I guess I hadn't really
yeah, I
noticed. Well,
guess,
good.
yeah, good, oh
See,
yeah,
and isn't that the other side of the coin that like we're gonna spend hours and hours chit chatting about motherhood and the mom tradition and the kids and what to do and what not to do, and it's like, but then when you really check in with the kid, as long as they're like safe, cared for, loved, like they're really just like, huh? You were even
yeah,
there? Like what? I
yeah,
was
yeah.
doing
As long as
me.
that elf on a shelf pops
As
up,
long as that elf
Bingo.
shows
like
up.
that's
Bingo.
good. Who
And
cares
that's
what
where I'm
else? Yeah,
failing as a stay at home. It's funny
yeah,
that
yeah,
the
Yeah.
working
yeah,
mom on
yeah,
this is
yeah.
actually the one who's doing this.
The one, yeah. How
It is
about
an
that?
advantage of a high school teacher, though, because I will sit with high school students and be like, so tell me your favorite elf on the shelf story. And I'm telling you, because this is another example of that long-term thing where I'm like, these kids that are 15 and 16-year-olds will light up because they're like young enough. It's been around long enough,
Oh,
which
I guess
makes me feel
so.
old.
Which
But
is crazy.
I know,
Yeah.
but they'll be like, oh yeah, one time my elf, and they'll start talking. They'll stop talking to me and start talking to each other about like elf
Yeah.
stories.
Awful. Yeah.
And then they get, if like they have younger siblings, they'll talk about, and then I got to start being the one to do the hiding for my little sister.
This
Oh,
is
yeah,
cute.
yeah,
So I'm
yeah.
like, I get that like long term view of like, I'm raising a 7-year old, but I work with 17-year-olds. So it's like,
Yeah.
I get to look at like, what's this going to feel like in 10 years all the time, like
Yeah.
constantly. So I'm
Fine,
like,
Julian and I are on it. We will.
We're on it. Yeah. Yeah.
you could
Yep.
definitely though. Which one? I think, Julianne, you said you were just going to wait till like a week before Christmas.
No, no, no. So my dad got it today, and I'm gonna have it like so when they wake up Saturday morning because
Oh,
Stella wakes up earlier because she has to go to school. So I want Willow to have some like,
yeah.
even though she's probably not gonna give a shit, but like, anyways, I want her to feel,
Yeah.
included.
But
Yeah.
that's not a bad idea to just be like the last 10 days or something,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
instead
Yeah.
of the whole
Yeah.
When the
long
Yeah.
magic
The
really
whole,
gets
yeah.
strong.
four's a bit much.
Yeah. When it really
It's like
gets strong.
Encanto.
Yeah.
12 days of Christmas or
Yeah.
something.
Love it.
Like,
The
Yeah.
12
put some
days.
spin on
Okay,
it.
what
Yeah.
day is it?
Yeah.
All right, we
Yeah.
got plenty of time, Julian.
You got time.
Yeah. 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 What
We
is
got,
today? Is the
yeah, we
5th?
got
Yeah.
8 days to waste before we're in 12. We're good, baby.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can also Google it so easily, but then also
Yeah.
like delete your history because if your kid goes through your phone, like
True.
Oh,
don't
yeah.
take screenshots, don't do
Oh
just
yeah, yeah.
you
I
have
did
to
like
like really be
Pinterest.
good
I
about
don't
it.
know. Yeah.
And be like, Mommy, what is this picture? Yeah. That's how she figured out she's going to Kids Bop concert because she saw it in my search history and it was like
A
a
Kids
picture
Bop
of them.
concert? That's a thing?
Also, yeah, I'm like, what?
Yes. Oh my gosh, it's the cringiest
Kids
thing you
Bop.
ever want to go to. We're like,
Yeah. I
So
gotta
I do
write this
love Kids
down
Bop.
because
I
like
love that I'm able to just like turn on Kids Bop and hear all my
yeah,
favorite songs
yes.
yeah,
without any of the other stuff.
Well, they got
yeah. Because my
performers
regular concert days are over.
and music festivals.
It's all over. It's all over.
So what she's referring to is this
Thanks.
summer, Julianne and I thought it would be cool and funny and fun to go to a Missy Elliott concert, and we got dressed up like an outfit Missy Elliott might wear herself,
Matching, of course.
matching, which is a throwback to the good old days, matching stupid outfits. And then one of the group drank too much and never got to see Missy Elliott come out on stage before that elderly mom had to be driven home.
Wait a second.
So
So also we need
our
our
concert
editor
days
to
are
add in
over.
the photo of y'all dressed like Missy Elliott.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, yeah. We have to. Yeah, we have to add
Don't
that.
forget
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
can do the whole
But
timeline if we have to.
no, I think at some point we can like a hard stop. Like yeah, But Kids Bop,
Kids Bop. Yeah. It was
Kids Bop. I'm gonna have to check that out.
Man, when I tell you she had fun,
Yeah.
I mean, she was up and dancing the whole time. You would have
The
thought she was
whole
at a
time.
Beyonce concert. She was
Yeah.
vibing.
She was, yeah,
Oh, that's
yeah.
awesome
It's just
though.
like, but it's
What
like
kind
every
of
song is
venue?
like
It was
jam.
at the Performing Arts Center here.
Huh.
And
Okay.
just so you know, front row at Kids Bop is like $175.
Oh my
Oh
gosh.
my
Yes.
God.
My friends and I
Yeah.
were up a ways. We
Yeah,
got tickets. They did like a special where you buy one get one free. So we got our tickets.
Oh,
It was like $50 ticket, but we got one free. It was a 1 day special.
Nice.
So we were up. I mean,
yeah.
I wouldn't say nosebleed because the Performing Arts Center doesn't really have nosebleeds, but like we weren't in the
Yeah, yeah.
$175
Yeah.
row either. No.
Well,
Yeah,
and that's
yeah.
just smart for a first concert. Like again, the Elf, the concerts, the bar needs to start low for all of them.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
had coworkers going after the Taylor Swift concert because they had like 8th grade daughters and they were
Yeah.
like wild about it. Like people like opening new credit cards because some credit card lets you buy it a day early and this and that. And then like some had to go to Philly because the one sold out. So like we're in Maryland, they drive up to Philly. Like it was just like dog eat dog. And the building was very like, people were literally like, can you cover my class so I can step out and buy
Oh my
Taylor Swift tickets?
gosh.
But they felt the pressure of like, if I don't get my daughter this like one tour, you know what I mean? Like she doesn't,
Well, I can believe that. Even Stella will randomly be like,
yeah.
Mom, I never got to see Taylor Swift. Remember how we didn't get to go to that concert? And I'm like, well, it was never on the table. So, like,
Wasn't it nice for her to make this little movie? Because I'm like, my kids love the like concert
yeah.
Oh,
footage.
we
I'm
should
like,
watch
yo.
that. Because Justice has asked me about
Yeah.
going. First of all, my kid knew nothing of Taylor Swift. I sent her to gymnastics camp this summer. She comes back, Mom, I'm a Swiftie. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Can black people
Excuse
even
me?
be Swifties? What are you talking about?
That's,
I didn't even know this was a thing. Oh my God. So
oh,
then she's
man.
like, well, when I'm 16, can I go to a Taylor Swift concert? I was like, if Taylor is still touring, I will consider it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We'll think about it.
We'll think
Yeah.
about it.
It's like going to a Reba McEntire concert now.
Yeah.
Taylor will be 50.
Oh, God.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Have any of you guys done sleepovers with your kids? This was like my last thing, like at friends' houses.
Wait, like you go sleep over too, or she just goes to sleep
No,
over?
like she just
Well,
goes.
no, I was a clarifying question because
So weird.
my kid makes
I've done that. I did do that with her. I've done like we did one sleepover, but I'm friends with the mom, so I slept in the
Right,
guest room.
yeah, that's what.
Like, is that
Yeah,
weird?
Well, I guess you've done it at my house, but that's because there's travel involved.
Yeah.
But I'm
Oh,
like,
yeah.
you just went across
Yeah.
town.
This was
Right.
like when they were like 5, so it was like I don't know.
That's funny.
And like
I've never thought of that
the dad
ever.
and the brother went to like a hotel. I don't know. Like,
The more
I
you
mean, it was-
explain it, the weirder it sounds.
I know, it's just like, but so she
Daddy.
got invited to her first like sleepover, like birthday party.
Well, so
And
she
I'm like-
hasn't been to a sleepover birthday party because
Okay.
I don't think she's been invited to one or that they're,
Yeah,
any mom was that crazy yet. But
yeah.
she has been to sleep over at a friend's house a couple of times. And
Okay.
mainly because we were dealing with adoption stuff, which we'll talk about
Right.
in another episode of Momtradiction.
Yeah.
But that mom just like offered to help us out. We were kind of like
Okay.
dealing through some stuff, and it was really helpful to
Yeah.
just have Justice have a safe place for a night or two.
Yeah. So
this is
and for
her
her,
best
probably like
friend
so
since
fun.
her 2-year-old class, her preschool.
Okay, so that's like that's
Yeah,
a long
we've
history.
like known
Yeah,
this family
yeah.
for a long time, but that's the only
Okay.
kid she's ever had sleep over here. So me and that mom,
Yeah.
we're not. I would love us to have a conversation about this one day. Me and this mom, we get along really well. She's really cool, but like we're not friends. But like we are
Yeah.
friends. It's weird. Like
Yeah. It's a weird.
like
that's
our
like the
daughters
weird. Yeah.
love each other, and so we do spend time together. But you know how some kids your kid likes, and you just like don't really hit it off with the mom, and it's like, okay, well,
Yeah.
the girls had fun. Like she's definitely
Yeah.
like, you know what? Let's open a bottle of wine. The girls are playing. Like we can
Yeah.
vibe, but we're like not gonna go vibe by
Yeah.
ourselves. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. That's a funny, like, I guess I never thought of it of like, yeah, that's a true thing where like, like you have friends and then you have like where it's like, yeah, we're like we're friends, but like not I don't know.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I think it's the best though. I like it.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
the I don't it's like no strings attached
that's
friendships.
oh
Like,
my gosh, that's
Uh,
it.
no strings attached.
That's
Yeah.
literally
like you
it.
I
know,
think
'cause I feel like if I get into a situation where I feel pressure, like I like the moms that are like, just drop her off, or just because it's like if there's the
yeah.
pressure of like, do you really want to hang out? It's like, sure, I will. But also, if you give me 2 hours to myself, I can get so much
Yeah,
done.
Get it.
And I
Yeah.
can do
Yeah.
that for you
Yeah.
next week. So I'm
yeah,
like, I feel like this is also my personality though, where I'm like pretty like I don't think I'm good at maintaining like friendships. So it's like I'm very comfortable in that space of like, not just let the kids play. Good to see you.
That's
Bye. Like
fine. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
just
Yeah. Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
always kind of been a little like squirrely, so I'm like,
Yeah.
but I know exactly what you're talking about. I'm like, that might be my favorite mom relationship,
Friendship, relation. There we
yeah,
go.
but
Yeah.
there's also friends that I've met as my kids get older, like that they're really becoming friends. Like they're really becoming
Yeah.
yeah,
like I really enjoy them. I still we're not like come over to the house and like that
Right.
again. It's my I don't know why. I just am like I'm tired. I'm busy. My house is messy. Like so, there's not a ton of hanging out or like initiating plans. But I'm like when I see them, I genuinely really like these people.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
but
Yeah.
there's no
Yeah.
pressure to be like let's hang out. I don't know.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
it.
So are your
Yeah.
kids doing sleepovers at folks'
Yeah.
houses, Julianne?
Mine are not. Mine
Yours
are
are not.
not.
Are you a no sleepover
I'm
family?
a no sleepover family.
Yeah.
I'm a pretty hardcore. It's come up a lot. It's getting harder as she gets older. She
Yeah.
asks about doing it. I have
Yeah.
a few other families that are also no sleepovers.
Yeah.
And I feel, so like part of my teaching career was spent in alternative
Mm-hmm.
schools.
Yeah.
And I spent about, I don't know, 15 years in alternative schools. And in that population, I'm like, there's just a lot of trauma, like real
Yeah.
trauma. Everybody likes
Yeah.
to talk about trauma and triggers and all this stuff nowadays, but I'm like real trauma.
Excuse me.
And it was like I think I've been a little ruined by it. Like it just takes,
No, I
No,
get
but it's
it.
real.
it just takes one,
No.
it takes
Yeah.
one night. It takes
Yeah.
Yes.
one
Yeah.
weird thing, and
Yeah. One weird thing.
and what it
Yeah.
helps me like kind of like hold the line is, and I'm not trying to convince anyone because there are so many good families that she has become friends with that I'm like, I really would trust them.
Yeah. There's no like
They're
weirdo
so good, but
or
what helps
like
me hold the
whatever.
line is like, then I have to start picking friendships. So
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
when this kid says, hey, do you want to come over? Or the birthday party thing, where now you're
Yeah.
looking at like 10 families. Like
Yeah.
you're looking at 10 kids that like, I don't know what their big brother has told them. And even though it's all girls, I don't know what their
Yeah.
big brother, I don't know
Yeah.
what they've seen
Oh
on a
yeah.
tablet. I don't know
Yeah.
what their uncle maybe did to them. And then
It's
they're at a
always the
sleepover.
uncle. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I'm just saying, right? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like,
So
yeah.
I'm like, I feel like I lead, and I tell other moms this, like if they ask about a sleepover, like I'm very
Yeah.
like, this is a me issue. This is not like all sleepovers. This is
Has
not all
nothing to do with
kids.
you.
This
Yeah.
is just like, I was a little too up close and personal to kids that had just really bad luck with situations where they were
Yeah.
not in a safe space. And so it's like the only way I can guarantee safety is in my home. Now they're lucky
Yeah.
because they have cousins and they have grandparents. And then
Right.
like you
So,
guys, we get together and
yeah.
we're all
Yeah.
in the same house. And so they
Right.
get sleepovers in that regard. But I
Right.
feel bad because we have neighbors right up the street that do them all the time. Like
Yeah.
in the summer at the pool, hey, do you guys want to come back? Hey, it's gotten late. They're just going to spend the night. And it's like, I'll let her stay late, but I'm coming to get
Yeah.
like 10
I'm gonna
o'clock.
come and get her.
And it
Yeah.
makes me feel weird because you're basically saying like, I don't trust her to be in this house.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
again, it's
But
not you. It's not your
it's not
house.
you.
It's
But you know
it's
what
my
else?
child.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think like don't feel bad about it, right? Because
Yeah.
I think you're also teaching something to your kid about boundaries
Yeah.
and like
Yeah.
self-respect. Even with like a guy, you know, whenever she starts dating it, it's like, yeah, we can hang out late, but we're not like screwing yet, whatever. I think
Yeah. Oh,
you know
that's
what I
true.
mean? Like, don't
Yeah.
expect
Yeah.
stuff of me. This is where I have a line. And so I
Yeah.
get that that might feel disappointing for her sometimes now, but I think she'll look back and be like, huh, my mom like held the line on that. And like, I can also hold lines on things that don't make me 1,000% comfortable.
Yeah.
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 And not like doing things just to fit in.
Yeah.
Cause I'm like, and I
Right.
feel very, this, we'll have so much to talk about on this subject, but as you both know better than anyone, it's like, I've been wild and I like have been wild and I have put myself in so many situations in my younger years that were drinking, just drinking, drugs,
I really
rock
can't
and roll.
relate to this conversation at all. So, like, you can just
Speak for
X me out of
yourself.
this too.
I
Like,
really started to go down the tube when I met Julianne.
Notice how Julianne moved out of the camera frame.
Yeah, you're off
yeah,
screen.
just like,
No, but I feel like a pressure to be like, now I've loved my life and I've been lucky that nothing bad has happened, but it's like I also like I need my kid to not be exactly like me because
Yeah.
I'm like the luck's gonna run out. Like you gotta just be safer with like your body and yourself, and you can't be hanging around strangers like blacked out. Like I
Yeah.
just, so and I know that's again, I work with high schoolers. So I see them, I watch them deal with dating and drunken, like, like cause I'm like a bit of a emotional support position, for kids that are struggling with stuff. And so again, it's like, I have my reasons from like my stuff, but then there's also like this, I'm talking to current high schoolers and I'm seeing them
yeah.
struggle with peer pressure and all the things. So anyway, I say all that to be like, it's a big issue to Zoe. It's not a big issue to me.
Yeah.
And the most recent one, she went to a birthday party. It was in the neighborhood, great family. And it turned into a sleepover because the mom's just super chill and it was getting late and the kids were having so much fun.
Yeah.
So I came over and, she, she was so upset. And like three other
But
moms
that's
came.
tough too when it's like in the moment of
Yeah.
being like, oh, you
Yeah.
gotta go now. And it's like the other mom's like, but she can stay
Yeah.
over. And
Yeah.
like, yeah,
Well, and then the
that's
mom, so I want to credit her because she comes over to me quietly and she goes, you know what? She's like, why don't you bring her back over for pancakes? Like as soon as I'll text you as soon as the kids were awake. We didn't
Yeah.
do it. And it was just, so this is like an interesting thing where I'm like, okay, in my head, I was like, that's a strategy for future sleepovers where I say,
Yeah.
hey, listen, is it cool if I come get her at 10 and I'll bring her back in the morning? And like,
Yeah.
and then she's not missing, she's just
Yeah.
missing the sleep.
Yeah.
And I know again how crazy that makes me sound. She wouldn't like it. But what was funny about that is she was so upset. She was in tears. It's very hard. You feel bad. I feel like I almost cracked. Again, love this family. I knew,
Right.
I think every kid, there was only like 8 of them, 8
Yeah.
girls. And so anyway, so I almost cracked. Kevin's very supportive where he's like, absolutely not. Nothing good happens after dark. Like he's got these little sayings and stuff. But when I left, she was so mad. She was so upset. She cried. It's the neighborhood. So I'm talking like a 2-minute drive home. She cried the whole way. And then when we got in, I'm telling you, like, I just feel like like she got home and she was like relaxed
Exactly.
again. And I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
she was like, I actually am tired and I'm glad I'm home.
Yeah.
I
And
need to
Well,
go to
that's
bed.
what I
Yeah.
was gonna
and she
say.
was so mad at me. And then she was like, will you cuddle with me? And it was like, I felt in my like heart that I'm like, this is the right thing to do. Like,
Yeah.
I
That's the
think she
best
would have stayed
feeling
up
when you're
really
like,
late. Yeah, it's like it's
yeah.
just the right thing. And we had a big day the next day. Like
Well,
we
that's
had
what I was
a bunch
gonna
of
say.
sports.
So I
Yeah.
like we've let Justice sleep at that friend's house and she slept here. That's
Yeah.
been our only sleepover, and we've not even been invited to others because my husband is also a no sleepover person, but that was like a special circumstance. But also
Right.
my kid, when she is not well rested, is a completely
Oh.
different animal. So even just to
Yes.
be like, hey, no, we sleep in our bed because I know how you
Yeah.
are when you don't sleep in your bed, and we have X, Y, and Z tomorrow, and that's that. Like, and And
That's that.
basically, like,
Yeah.
it gives you another reason, so it's not like, hey, the dad might be a pervert. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
Right.
yes,
Right. Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
many
Yeah.
you cannot
reasons
Yeah.
tell
why
your
we
kid
sit
that.
in our
Yeah.
own
Yeah.
bed.
Or the funkle,
Yeah.
like the.
You know, it's the uncle.
I'm
Yeah.
telling you guys,
It's
the
always the
statistics
uncle.
though are insane.
Yeah.
Like the
Yeah.
statistics of like, I don't want to say always because I'm like, but it's always
You
someone
know.
they know. And
Mhm.
I'm just
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
that's it.
Ugh.
And it's never who you expect because if the person's a true predator, and this is the part where, again, I've worked with people that their profiles are like predatory behaviors. I've called CPS on
Mhm.
uncles and
Mhm.
dads. I've called like I'm a mandatory reporter, so I'm like I've
Right.
just been
Yeah.
too close to all of it. I was right about one. I made an anonymous report, and he's like sitting in prison now. He was in the school system, and I was like,
Holy
something ain't right.
smokes.
And
Yeah.
so it's like I've been too, and he was like a swim instructor. He was a
Ooh.
teacher. He was like
Ooh.
all up in like, and it was just like he would like cover his window when he was in, and I was just like, why? This is not right. And
Ooh. Oh
so
God. I got
everyone
like
loved him, and
actual like
people were so
creeps.
upset when he got accused, and we're going to go to court and stand up for him. And I was like, or, or you could think about the 10-year-old. And do you know what I'm saying? Like there
Yeah.
is a, there is a dynamic to the predatory behavior that like you do not know who it is. Like it could be anyone. And I hate to be
Yeah.
so crazy, but I'm just
Yeah.
like, so again, I think if your kid is fortunate to have like, if you have that set up with a close family and a close whatever, but it's like, yeah, we're a hard pass.
Can I tell
So
y'all
look.
a really funny
Yeah.
story of a friend of mine who's in a sleepover family?
Yeah.
So they're
Yeah.
no sleepover hardcore. They've got 6 kids and they've been a no sleepover family. Well, their
Okay.
oldest wanted to have a sleepover and like they're no in and no out. Like it goes both ways. She's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
So the mom, my friend, she plans this elaborate not sleepover where the
Okay.
girls come over. They come over in their PJs. She does
Oh yeah.
pizza
Sleep under.
A
things, the
late, a
movie.
late over.
Yes,
Yeah.
and all of these things
Yeah.
gets them in their sleeping bags. Turns out the light and says good night, and turns the lights on and says good morning. She makes pancakes on their way out. Has their moms come to get them. And
Oh, that's
Yeah.
and it's a
cute.
cute thing. That's like the pancakes on their way out is the dessert.
That's really cute. That's
Yeah.
a nice little like.
Yeah. I was like,
Yeah.
oh
That's
my gosh,
cute.
it's brilliant. Especially because it's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Yeah.
she wanted to honor, right, what her kid was asking for, but also have a
Yeah.
line for their family.
And
And
keep
I
her
think that's the
boundaries.
important
Yeah.
thing. And I tell Justice that all the time. Like, every family has different rules. When she questions, I'm
Yeah.
like,
That's a big
yeah,
thing.
that's how the
Yeah.
rule is in their family. I'm so
That's
sorry.
how
That's
they
not the
are.
rule in our
Yeah.
family.
Yeah.
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 We do the same. We like that's a strong message in our house just because that's going to be so beneficial for them to like process that like different families, different rules, different expectation. Like it's we've been saying that for a long time, but I'm like, yeah, that's exactly right. So
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah.
And it really does help. I feel very grateful to have a few other moms that, and what I compare it to is like right now I have a few moms that are like, no, we're also no sleepover. One of them does
Okay.
have an older like 5th grade daughter, and it's like you do. I'm very firm in my stance for my family. I don't care what anyone else does, but
Right.
as firm as I am, I'm like it really does help to have another mom be like, we do it too, or me
We
too,
do it too.
and
Yeah.
you're not
Yeah.
crazy, you're not being too strict, and then she helps give ideas, and you just gave me good ideas, and I'm like where I see it becoming another thing is like cell phones. It's like I need a little village of moms that
Yeah.
are like not going to give phones in 3rd and 4th and 5th grade. Like I don't need it. We're not doing it no matter what, but I'm like, but I also need other parents
Yeah.
to like be in it with me, to be like, we are going to keep them little. We're going to keep them protected, and they're going to like hate us, but they're going to thank us later. It's,
Right. Yeah.
so
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
same idea where it's like, you're kind of, by making yourself stand out from like no sleepovers, you're also finding who you do fit in with, who's also like, we're doing it a certain style here.
Yeah.
And I've
Yeah.
gotten closer because we're holding a tighter situation. And it's like, it
Yeah.
helps you kind of be like, okay, I see you. Like we can hang, you know. I don't know.
So luckily for this one, I think we're going to be traveling because it's like the beginning of the year. So I don't think we're even going to be here. So I'm like, thank God. Because
Yeah.
like, I just like, I
Not
don't
ready
know.
to have the big like
I'm
talk.
not ready. Yeah. And like, I am a pushover. So like,
Yeah.
you know, like, but I'm luckily, I think I'm pretty sure
So
we're not
just
going to be
travel
here.
every
So
single time you get an invite.
yeah, be
Yeah.
like, we got a trip
Just-
planned. We're out of here.
Yeah,
We're out of
just
the
go down
country.
the road and double cheese.
Cheerio. Yeah.
I also feel bad though, because I'm also like so firm in it for my own like weird reasons, but it's like I
don't think
think
they're weird
also like
reasons.
98% of them are totally harmless, and it is like a childhood.
But you
so-
didn't, even if it's, you know,
I know.
99.999, you know what I
Yeah,
mean? There's
exactly.
like,
I know.
you know, that's the last thing.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
do also have, I just talked about it, but I'm like, I also just always have this feeling of like, I've been so lucky, like Lindsay Luck, you know, like that's been
Yeah.
my like joke of, but I'm like, I just don't want the luck to run out, you know, like I've
Yeah.
done so much,
Especially on your kids.
yeah, so much
Yeah.
reckless stuff. And it's like,
Yeah.
I just don't want to test any odds right now. Like, just,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So,
Um,
but
okay. Yeah.
so, well, let's close out the like episode.
Okay. Sorry. I just
Yeah,
looked
way
and
to
I'm
like
oh,
skip
it's-
forward, Julian.
Yeah.
I thought we were doing
Yeah.
nailing and
Well, but I
failing.
feel like it would be so easy to just keep going.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I got a whole list of things here to like talk about, but like, I'm not trying to just like, you know, give them all to you on the first date. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need boundaries.
So let me get the sound clip. Okay. Thanks for
Okay.
watching. If you like this conversation, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more random conversations about the mom traditions of motherhood. I don't know. And you guys can all say anything you want. Because I'm like, we can cut and paste this, but I'm like,
Should we do
Like
like
and
an
subscribe.
ending thing though? Like I thought we were gonna do the what are you nailing and failing, and that was gonna be like
oh, I do like nailing and
Oh,
failing.
that's pretty good. Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
obviously
Okay.
the
Oh,
music
God. I
that's
feel like
gonna
I need this
accompany
prepped
this
ahead of
episode
time.
is gonna be Tupac, but I mean we needed to put some more.
Okay. So what are we nailing right now? Like it could be what we've talked about. It could just be anything random. What are we nailing? I will go ahead and start and say I am nailing Elf on the Shelf. So if you guys want to use it as your
Piece of
nailing,
shit.
Way to rip it in our faces, Lindsay.
Yeah, right? Like, that probably wasn't going to be what you were going to say. Like, let me see your notes.
I got no notes. You know damn well I got no notes.
Oh man.
God.
Oh,
Okay.
What are you guys nailing?
I feel like we should
What
start
am I
on
nailing?
the failing
Besides your
so we can
husband.
end on a positive.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
So, what are we failing?
Grapes.
Yeah. I'm obviously failing Elf on the Shelf.
Right, that
And
is
my
like a
6-year-old
given
gave me
now.
feedback last night that I've been asking her to do too many chores. So
Oh,
we're going to work on
okay.
that. Yeah.
Okay. I'm failing laundry. I have like,
I was gonna, yeah.
so many loads of laundry to fold. I just keep doing the laundry and like nobody's folding it. So
At least there's clean clothes.
there are, but then I'm just feel like, God, this is a pigsty. Like the laundry room, I walk in and it's just like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Like, where I'm like, God, I gotta go to Target and get more laundry baskets to hold all my clothes. So that's a fail. But tomorrow it should be a nail because I don't have much going on, so it's gonna be a laundry day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
mine is
so-
like similar, failing just like a little bit of the house stuff. Like
Yeah.
I think it's Christmas, so I'm like got like a couple baskets of trying to get rid of clothes, and then like our back deck thing had to be torn. Like it just feels like there's like 6 unopened projects,
Yeah.
and none of them are
Mm.
done, and it's creating
Yeah.
mess and chaos and clutter.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we're so busy that like our kids
That's
do
what it
something
is.
like 6 nights a week of like activities, and then this stupid shit is the 7th night. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh God.
But it does. I'm like, I am failing at like the chunk of like household, but
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
it is what it is.
Nice. Okay.
All right. What are you guys
I
nailing?
feel like I'm nailing twin motherhood right now. Like,
Yeah.
Oh my God. That's
Huge.
bigger. I don't know. Like, it should be something more
I
than
mean,
nailing.
because
I don't know.
there's two of them.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
today I made it to an appointment with them, and we were in the door 2 minutes before the appointment. And I was like,
Whoa.
I'm not saying I'm mom of the year, but
Yeah.
But let me put my name in right here.
Yeah. Let me.
Oh, that's so good though. Because I
Yeah.
also went, I have to add, like I came to see you now at this point. It was, I guess, like a little over a month
yeah.
ago. But I
Oh,
came
the
on
end
the
of when was it?
tail.
October?
Yeah, it was like
Yeah.
Halloween.
Yeah.
I came on the tail of stomach bug had run through your whole family. The twins
Is
were,
that how? Did you catch the stomach bug from
oh,
them?
let,
Oh,
let me,
that's
Yeah.
all I heard you. Oh
let me
gosh.
We
get
call
there.
it the Brown's
So
colon cleanse.
yeah. So she's like, hey, there's so much to this story. It's just you want to
Yeah.
know what it's like to be friends with me. So we
Yeah.
make the, hey, I got twins. She calls me out of the blue and says, hey, I got twins.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm like, great, and we'll come visit. And so then I plan a trip which involves no reservation. We have a camper, so like we're gonna take the
Yeah.
camper down, and the place that
Yeah.
I want to stay is booked up. But they have like 3 walk-in spots.
But weren't we all? Wasn't this where I was supposed to come and go to the
Oh,
concert?
yes.
And then I was like, 4 days, like,
Oh
nah.
my God.
Like,
Yeah,
not gonna
so
make
we were
it.
supposed to all 3 go to the Rockin' Riverside Revival.
River. Yeah.
Very cool concert. We did it last year, loved it. It was remember we were gonna do like a spa day at a hotel.
Yeah, because we went. Where did we go? That's
It was on,
what's that
it
place?
was on
Sweet
Isle of
Grass or
Palms.
something.
Yeah, the dunes. Not is it the
No, it
dunes or
wasn't
something
Dunes,
like
I
that?
don't think.
No.
But we
No.
were gonna try to
I
be
don't
so
know.
bougie and like concert one night because we're so
Yeah.
young and hip, and then this spa, like a mom's weekend, and immediately it was like bought tickets, made reservations, and then probably a month out, it was like, I don't even know who dropped first. I didn't even ask for Nina. I just
Yeah,
bought
she
a
just
ticket.
told
And
me
was
I'm
like,
going.
going.
Yeah, I think I was like a week out, or maybe more than a week.
Then
of
we were
like,
gonna bring. Oh, then I found out my kids were out of school. So then instead of a
That's
mom
why.
trip, it was gonna become a family
Yeah.
trip.
Yes.
And then the family trip, your husband went out of town. And then it was like, I'm not bringing the kids. And it was like, well, then do we really want to do that? And then something else happened, like just plans. So anyway, long story short, that implodes per usual.
Yes.
And that didn't happen at all. But I'm like, hey, I'm still coming. I'm going to go to this place that's got 3 walk-in spots, like not bad chances at all. And I get down there and they're like, no, we're booked up. We were booked up like 10 days ago. And it's like, okay, Renita, so could I just park my camper in your backyard? And basically then what happens is she warned me that there was
We had
stomach
just
bug.
gotten over it. Or so she
Yeah.
thought.
And those germs.
But if we had stayed, if we had proper reservations like a normal person would travel with, we wouldn't have had quite so much contact. But like, we're in their backyard. So like the kids are sleeping in like Justice did a camp out, like in the camper.
Yeah.
Anyway, long story short is that, I got the cleanse.
Oh no.
But congratulations, you reached your goal weight after you left here.
Yeah.
So you're welcome.
Yeah. It was so bad. And then my like baby shower gift for Vernita was like, I'm home and I was still in bed trying to recover, and I just Venmoed her money for like a house cleaner because it was like, I can't do anything. And you can tell. So what I guess I was trying to say is I'm like, you guys were a little like shook with twins and they were sick and you were sick. And when I showed up, I'm like, your like eye was twitching a little bit of just like, what? And my eye started to twitch where I'm like, there's always someone, like they weren't napping together. They weren't like, they were very fussy. Like I think they were just adjusting.
It was new babies.
Oh my God. So I was very like, I'm worried about you.
And we've come so far. It's crazy.
Yeah.
That's like so cool to
They
hear.
like,
So you're nailing it.
Right. Like as soon as I put them in, they're like, oh, thank you.
Yeah. And the nailing it part is only the more satisfying because I'm like, not that you were failing it. And I don't mean it like that, but I'm like, it did not start this easy for you guys. So.
No.
Yeah.
It's been amazing though. Like the last few months have been like, wow, we have come so far. And I really thought we were going to be late to that appointment today. So the fact that we were there in the building 2 minutes before, it's like, I got
Nailed it.
Whew.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
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 All
Have
right.
you guys
this
ever
is
seen that
awesome.
show?
Oh my
Nailed
gosh,
It?
yeah, we're obsessed.
No.
Me and Justin.
Yeah, we watch it all the time. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
who's nailing? Lindsay, are you nailing?
Huh?
Oh,
I think
you
we all
already
nailed.
talked about
I'm
nailing.
nailing
What
the
do you
outfit.
feel?
Yeah.
What are
Yeah.
you nailing, Julianne?
Oh God, what am I nailing? Well, besides these headphones. Oh man. Oh gosh. What am I nailing? I don't know. It's like
I
it's
know
been like
you're
rough,
washing
kind
the
of, to be honest.
laundry.
Yeah, I am washing the
That's
laundry, and I
true.
gotta say, my children's like clothes are looking like they dress nice every day. So like, that's
That's
a
a good
nail.
one. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So that's
And
really
they're
all I got right
clean,
now.
though they may be
Yeah, they're
wrinkly.
clean.
You're
Yeah,
also still,
yeah.
are you like cooking dinner? Aren't you, you're like make a menu for the week and like cook dinner every night and like, are you
Yeah,
nailing
for the
that?
most part.
Yeah.
Well, not really, honestly. I mean, they had Wendy's tonight, so it was,
Why did
it
you
was
bring
like,
that?
Sorry, just trying to help you out,
She,
but
yeah.
yeah,
All right, well, so what are you
yeah,
feeling, Lindsay? Let's end on that high note.
yeah,
feeling
yeah,
mine's the
yeah.
house stuff though. My house is
Oh,
like
the house
messy.
stuff.
It
Yeah,
is. It's
yeah.
just everywhere you look.
Oh,
It's like,
I'm nailing like Christmas decorations. I have like a tree, like, so I like collected Barbie ornaments since I was a kid.
that's cool.
So we have like another tree, like a little tree that has all the Barbie ornaments, and then I
Okay.
made a bunch of ornaments, and made like a bunch of bows. I don't know. It's pretty cool. I'll send we'll have to insert the
Y'all,
picture
we
here
There you
do
go.
have
because you're
our
gonna be
tree
like, oh
up,
my
but
God.
it's decorated like we have a cat. The bottom 2 feet
Yeah.
of the tree have no
Oh,
ornaments because of the twins.
Oh yeah.
And
you
then just
have
the
to.
top
Yeah.
is all
The
plastic
top.
ornaments because
Yeah. You have. Yeah. Yeah.
That's
why
funny.
Yeah.
bother?
I
Yeah.
stepped on a glass ornament the other day and I was like, what?
Ooh.
I don't know
Yeah.
who knocked it. It was like a clear
Yeah.
glass
Oh,
crystal and it was on the ground. And I'm like, I don't know how I got this. I had a shoe on though. So like my foot was okay, but it was just
Oh,
like,
that's good. Yeah.
what a
Yeah.
mess. Like these,
Yeah.
Merry friggin' Christmas.
All right. Merry friggin' Christmas.
Yeah. All right. Well, this was awesome. So again,
Yes.
if you're somehow still watching this episode, like and subscribe.
Yes.
We've decided that this is going to be an awesome podcast, or it's going to be a video journal for us to laugh about in 20 years.
Either way.